It's that time of the week where we round up all what's new in the world of EMTB.
Yeah, we're going to be finding out a bit about the first e-mountain bike race that you and the Don have just done.
We certainly did, and the Don put his foot in it big time.
Oh, really? Did you? Yeah. We're also going to be checking out how e-bikes can be used on that road to recovery. So that's a real bona fide use for the e-bike, of course. So first up, we're going to have a bit of a recap on the Bosch E-MTB challenge. Now, I have no idea what this is, so we're going to have to rely on you to
need to get
fill us in a bit here.
Doddy, you need to get in on one. It's a great day out. And we were at
I'm keen.
Yeah, we were at Riva del Garda, and it was a Bosch EMTB challenge. So it's pretty much like a normal enduro race. We could have signed on. We got our toggles. Then there was actually an element of orienteering to the course. So you had 10 orienteering points you had to get to. In amongst that, we had uphill, downhill, and sections where you couldn't put your feet down. It was a really big day out, 45, 50k in the mountains, 3,000 feet of climbing. Had to be really, really careful with how you managed your battery range because you had to save all your power, the kind of turbo and trail for the stages. So those on the uphill sections, there was this time penalty for putting your feet down. So the thing was, you're there with like the likes of Jerome Clements and Rennie Wildhaber, world-class enduro riders. Yeah. And they're super nervous because there's a huge amount of pressure not to mess up on these sections.
So you've been spectated as you're doing this?
You're kind of spectated by the riders, and there's a little banter there, which is quite different really, because I come from like a trials background, and you kind of applauded for cleaning a section, whereas in this event you were like mocked and bantered if you failed on the climb.
That sounds pretty good.
A huge added pressure.
So Riva, I know, is an insanely steep place. So how do you sort of manage the battery and stuff, climbing that stuff? Because I can imagine you're only on full power just to get up some of that stuff with a heavy bike and
being a heavy rider. Is that what you're going to say as well?
No, but actually that's actually quite a valid point. Being a heavy rider, you're surely at some sort of disadvantage than the lighter riders.
Doddy, I love what you're saying.
I mean, it's the same with any riding.
It is, yeah. I mean, the fittest and the lightest, climb to the top.
Yeah.
Look at our colleagues in GCN, they're super light. Yep. Look at the world enduro riders. There's an optimum weight, right? About kind of 65 to 70
a few exceptions to the rule.
Yeah.
So make up with it in power. But.
So on the climbs, these kind of 65, 70 kilo riders, they're absolutely storming up these climbs.
And I'm guessing, the bikes are restricted as they should be. They're not. There's no mechanical advantage to it.
Exactly, because the climbs were designed in such a way where you weren't going over 25k's. Any de-restriction was totally was pointless. So all the riders are on standard, mid-drive motors, 250 watts. So it was all equal, apart from that weight thing.
That does make me think that it's a little bit unfair for the heavy riders in that case, because you're not going to get any advantage of your motor over a light one. So what do you reckon about some sort of handicap system like you would see in golf?
Well, I guess
it's like a penalty-based system.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, there's an argument to say if you want to win an uphill stage, you should be light anyway and put in the effort to kind of get to that part. But I kind of agree with you, because the sport then becomes, you have your uphill stages, your downhill stages, your no feet stages, your handicap or your weight penalty. So I think there's about 30-second to a 1 minute penalty per 10 kilos would really make it quite interesting.
It's quite severe, but I think it probably would, wouldn't it?
But it's the whole. I mean, there's also people who don't agree with e-bike racing, but it's a bit of fun, isn't it? I mean, everybody wants to race when it comes.
It would be nice if it was a level playing field from the beginning.
Yeah,
there is something that you've kind of glossed over here.
What do you mean?
Who won out of you and the Don?
Oh, don't bring that up.
All right, so let's look at some feedback from that. In fact, this is from last week's feature. It was on the climbing video you did. So it was an e-bike versus a Scott, sort of trail bike, was
basically me brutalising myself in the Alps.
So Thomas says, climbing with 3450. You're joking, right? Only if you're at Olympic level. I'm all for e-bikes, but this was a rubbish comparison.
Well, I'm not.
That's
Olympic
kind of harsh.
Well, I'm not Olympic level, but I think 3450 is a fair range of gearing.
I think that's a pretty low range of gearing.
I know. I mean, 50 teeth.
3450.
That Eagle wasn't there very many years ago, was it?
I've been running a 34 for quite a few years, and I'm certainly not. Crazy fit by any means.
Yeah, Thomas, I don't think it was a rubbish comparison. I think it was a very real comparison. It was one 95 kilo rider on an e-bike versus the same rider on a non-e-bike.
You've got to bear in mind as well that it does depend on where you ride and the sort of the frequency you ride and how you ride. Some people are going to be happier pushing a gear a bit more. Some are going to need to spin the gear a bit more.
You know, you could go down to a 28 to front chainring, and you could get down to almost walking speed. Some people would prefer to walk, but then maybe it's easier to get up banks with a smaller chainring. Horses for courses, where you ride all comes into it. But what about this one from Dan Williams? I'm considerably older than you.
He says considerably older than you. Must be fairly old because
He must be
not
ancient.
young.
Sorry, Dan.
No, jokes aside, right? I'm considerably
I'm not
older
joking.
than you. I'm 175 pounds and not nearly as strong. Recently acquired a 27.5 full sus bike and changed out the 34 tooth chainring that was stock on there for an absolute black oval ring at 28.
Yeah.
Watching you climb on a Scott, it seemed pretty clear to me you were running out of the ability to keep on producing the leg force necessary to turn that 34 over. No wonder you were knackered at the end of the day.
I was pretty knackered. Yeah, you know, I'd kind of doing that for a couple of days. But I think the key thing is whether you're in 28 teeth or 30, 32, 34, you can ride a gradient like that or like that, you know, pretty consistently. The key thing is that when there's changes of slope, when you're going to go from that to that, on an e-bike you can accelerate in an instant to get you up those different changes, you know, the changes in slope, whereas on a conventional bike, you have to build to get you up, to build your momentum to get you up and over. So that's where the two are different, really. So it doesn't matter whether you're in 28, 32 or 34. You have to be incredibly skilled to be able to do that, to kind of get up this kind of step-like terrain, which was out in Garda.
Certainly riding at a higher heart rate on the 34.
And you know what? At the end of the day, it comes down to sustainability. I think I could maybe do 50 yards of super technical terrain on the conventional bike.
Yeah.
Maybe 70 on an e-bike. It's still hard work, regardless of what bike you're on.
Still got to keep that wheel in traction with the ground.
Exactly, and you're fighting, you're trying to fight your line, trying to avoid the stones.
Yeah.
I mean, hill climbing is a complex discipline.
Something a little bit different here, which is quite good from my point of view, because you guys are always talking about racing, which is great, but e-bikes are actually really good for a lot more than you might think. And there's some pretty inspirational stories out there. So I just want to pick you up on this one here from Crazy Dave. He goes, EMBN dudes, I just finished the Oklahoma O-Rock Enduro on my 1.5 week old high bike Enduro, X-Dura Enduro 10. You got one of those, haven't you? I think?
Absolutely,
So,
yeah.
He goes, it was my first Enduro, talking about racing here, and my first race in 15 years.
Wow.
I was the only e-bike permitted due to my lung damage and other injuries he sustained from military service. This is brilliant.
Yeah, there's many angles to this story, Doddy. You know, he's the only. It's in the US for starters. You know, it's a brand new bike, 15 years out.
Some pretty good stats here as well, actually.
Yeah.
So 6 foot tall, 260 pounds. Man, he's a big dude. That's a strong dude. 4,100 feet of climbing, 25.8 miles, 3 hours 25 minutes ride time, and he had a mile left in the tank at the end of the day.
Crazy Dave looks like you were riding on vapors at the end of that stage.
Yeah.
Crikey, that's a lot. That's a lot of coverage you got there. But fair dues. It's great to see. It's great to see kind of more. You know, like Doddy said, it's more than just about
It's a level up. It's brilliant.
pro racers. There's e-biking covers a huge spectrum of people in the world, really. Look, this is from Daniel Bradley. Daniel, thanks for sending in your story. Just want to add that e-bikes have changed our lives considerably. About 5 years ago, Zoe was sadly diagnosed with MS, something that very quickly started affecting most everyday tasks.
Of course,
until a few years ago, it was impossible for Zoe to get out on a bike, something she missed tons. So Daniel and Zoe have sent us pictures. This is from Kerber Edge in the Peak District. It's great to see, great to see you guys having a good day out there. And I think it's really, you know, it comes back to how our colleague Martin Ashton, you know, he's able to ride Whistler last year. So, you know, and yet another story.
Mega inspirational.
Wider, more inspirational stories. And of course, Doddy, there are pro riders who are using e-bikes for rehab. I mean, this story recently of Thomas LaPeyri, or Bayer rider, who suffered a condition prior to racing the Andes Pacifico a few months ago. And like I said, he used his e-bike to kind of begin the kind of extensive rehab back to full
fitness, hopefully. Just proves the point of how versatile the e-bike is.
Absolutely,
like, it's great. If you guys have got any more stories about e-bikes and how you use them in different ways, keep them coming in. Well, I love reading that stuff. got a good one actually. So at Seattle, as you mentioned, I was out there, bumped into Hans Rey.
Oh, Hans.
And he was riding around on his GT bike, which I haven't seen in Europe because I don't think they currently bring that one in.
Yeah.
Anyway, he was telling me, he was like, oh, look on my Instagram, look at this video, this climb. So I had a look and actually, it's like, check it out. I mean, he's riding up this insanely steep,
oh my god,
like quadruple flight of stairs.
No, that is steep. That is a really technical climb. Fair dues, Hans.
But then, look what his first comment, what he's written. Which do you think was harder, e-bike versus trials bike? So you look at the next video, and you see him riding up on a acoustic.
I mean Hans Rey, one of the greatest cycle trials ever. Actually, I rode with him in Garda for a bit of time. And,
but doesn't that prove how flipping good an e-bike can be, that you can ride up something like that?
That is very, very steep.
I'd quite like to have a go on your bike and try some stuff like that.
Press on, Doddy, press on.
Sounds good.
Alrighty, it's time to switch the lights on Where in the World this week. And I love Where in the World because every week I get these images in from all over the world, and it's like the bike vault pictures, but the ones that stand out the most. So
this is a banger.
It is a banger, isn't it? I mean, that's in Fort Canyon in Utah. It's got it all. Snow, mountains, woods, lakes, rocks.
And the bike is immaculately propped up as well. Got to admire that.
Oh, well presented. Well presented, Jay, right? Ty Gibson, well presented, good stuff. So yeah, keep sending your photographs in, your videos, your climbs, where you've been, what you've been doing with this video, photographs, whatever. We want to see what you've been up to on your e-bike.
Okay, so this is my favourite bit of any of our shows, especially the EMBN Show. It's time for e-bike bike vault party.
Yeah.
So let's come and check out some of your bikes. So
first up, we haven't got Martin here for the rules and regulations. I'm interested to see your take on the bike vault.
Yeah, we're pretty sort of head together on this.
Let's dive in.
So
controversial first one.
Alex Lever with a Mondraker Advantage. So that's a very nice bike.
Kidderminster, England.
So I say that is nice. Martin would say, oh, he's got his left foot forwards. And then at that point, I would say, what if you're left foot forwards as a rider?
Look,
you can't persecute people for that.
Alex, I'm loving the pink, but maybe you're kind of a little bit early in the bluebells. The bluebells with the pink and the black would actually shut it down, right?
I agree, but is this about the bluebells or his bike?
Sorry.
And the bike. Do you know what? I'm going super nice.
I'm with
Straight
you.
In. Whoa! First one up. Okay, so next up is, wow, in the middle of the desert. Where's this? In Israel?
This is Arik Avji in the Negev Desert in Israel. Nice to hear from you, Arik. Nice to hear from you. That's
pretty arid terrain to ride, isn't it?
That's fierce, isn't it? I mean,
you've got
no water. I mean, you
got like a bladder like a camel.
It's almost super nice because of the sheer environment, but
I would say if you had your pedals at 3 o'clock, Martin Balls.
And if the handlebar was slightly under the horizon there to get the full and the seat. You're close, you're very close.
It's a real nice bike,
but
real nice location.
Send us another one, Eric, and then I reckon you'll be on the super
close
nice.
But no cigar this time. Bjorn Karlsson in Sweden.
From Vaxjo, Sweden.
That's a high bike.
Yeah.
Then up. Oh, it's got a Thudbuster post on there. I like those.
Thudbuster?
Yeah, from Cane Creek.
Huh?
It's a suspension seat post, but it's got a parallelogram on it. It's really quite cool.
Oh, Craig, do you know what? I can't even see that. I need to get my glasses. And nice bit of silver birch.
You don't have to worry about that sort of stuff in your advanced stage, Steve. It's not a problem.
I think it's nice.
It's nice, I agree.
Yeah,
it's definitely
nice.
Next up, although for some reason the name has not come up.
Blair and Kay. This is Blair and Kay Jones.
Oh, nice. New Zealand.
In New Zealand, Hawke's Bay.
Yeah, there's a view.
And a parachute.
Oh, nice.
Martin wouldn't like that.
Would he not?
I don't think so.
Would he find it distracting, would he?
A little bit, yeah. I mean, what are you looking at? The parachute or the bike?
It's sending out all the right messages to me.
Yeah.
That's all I'm going to say.
I still think it's a nice,
Pedals at 3 o'clock, that's a guaranteed super nice.
I don't like the wood going through the middle of the shot, Doddy.
That's fine. It's better than some viewers who send their bikes in with a pedal lent on the helmet. That's just like, you can't do that.
That's a no. Look, I'm going to leave this for you.
That's
Nice, right.
Nice. Ooh,
wow, a brace.
Now, what are your rules on double bikes?
Look, the thing is, right, this is Dominic Thompson and his wife in Shropshire with a brace of Canyon Spectral Ons.
That's like a brand new bike as well.
Exactly. I think fair dues. The more people on e-bikes having fun with their kind of partners or their kids or their friends, the better.
It's a super
Why
nice,
not?
It's got to be super nice on that basis. Straight in. Okay. Oh, man.
That's pretty. Emmett Welch,
This is
Folsom Lake in Northern California.
Nice to see you've rested your helmet on the trailhead sign in the background. Presumably that's your helmet.
I do like the yellow and black.
That's a good looking bike.
I do, and I like the fact that it's in that little kind of space there, and the green's behind.
It's doing all the right things for me.
Doddy, that's got to be super nice.
Yes, super nice. Oh, look
Mark
at this
Pollard.
one.
Mark, I'm sorry, I didn't get where you were from, but looks like you're...
Unauthorised access shooting in progress.
But looks, yeah,
Oh,
you're
it's
on
quite
the...
UK.
Yeah, it does look UK.
MOD
Mark,
perhaps?
send us another one in with your location, and we might kind of advance you on from nice.
Oh, it's definitely nice, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, there's another
Michael
Rocky.
Towler,
man.
Rock Wheelers Mountain Bike Park in Douglas, Townsville. I have to consult the map where Townsville is.
I'm not
I reckon
sure.
it's North America. Mudguard, water bottle, 3 o'clock, nice background.
It's looking good. That's
looking
a super
very
nice
good.
got, isn't it? Oh, we're out the bike vault already.
That's the bike fault already.
How's it happen so fast? That
I
happens every
don't know, are
time.
you sure at the bike fault? Oh, no, there's one more.
One more.
Roy Nilsson from Trondheim in Norway.
That's nice, isn't it? What is that?
There's
I don't
a
know
lot-
what- Is that a Merida?
We've got a lot of viewers from Norway. That's a Merida.
Yeah.
That's a Merida
Right, there's a bit of a fjord in the
E160.
background as well. Nice.
Yeah.
Using that
Nice.
bash guard.
You going for nice?
Oh, I like nice. Yeah, I'll go nice.
Are we out of the bike vault? Are we?
Oh.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
We're out of the bike vault.
Definitely out the bike vault. Yeah. Oh, make sure you keep those bikes coming in. Email address is on the screen right there.
It has been a flat out couple of weeks for EMBN. So what we got coming up on the channel, Doddy?
Oh, well, firstly, it's actually something I've been looking forward to the most, is finding out how you and Neil got on their Bosch EMTB challenge in Riva.
Crikey.
Genuinely interested because that sounds like a really cool event.
It was a good day out, good day out.
I'd like to do something like that.
Yeah, and then on Monday we've got, if you want to know how much you should spend on your new e-mountain bike.
And as always, don't forget to click on that globe to subscribe. We have brand new content for you every single week on the channel. And for a couple more great videos, click down here if you want to see all the tech eMTB related stuff that we saw out at Riva del Garda.
Yeah, and if you want to see more riding skills related videos, there's how to ride downhill switchbacks, which we also filmed in Garda. Pretty
Nice.
full on that was.
Of course, if you like the video and you love eMTBs, give us a thumbs up.